Media today, with how quickly we can have access to information, very well shapes the minds of informed citizens and democratic participation. That has been shown to make a great difference with the last few decades of elections, for example. But we can even go as far as the first televised debate on September 26, 1960, that followed Vice President Richard M. Nixon and the U.S. Senator John F. Kennedy to further prove that point. With the Constitution Center organization saying, "The debate was watched live by 70 million Americans. And it made politics an electronic spectator sport. It also gave many potential voters their first chance to see actual presidential candidates in a live environment as potential leaders." And when it came down to voting, they explained that the results was that Kennedy looked and sounded good on television, while Nixon looked pale and tired with a 5 o'clock shadow beard. The next day, polls showed Kennedy had become the slight favorite in the general election, and he defeated Nixon by one of the narrowest margins in history that November. Before the debate, Nixon led by 6 percentage points in the national polls. That only shows a small amount of how journalism is able to influence citizens in a democratic perspective. Journalism does a great job at keeping the public updated and informed on public discourse, rallies, and speeches taking place in real time. That means you can take the individual's entire campaign into consideration. And if you aren't sure, news sources can be very well an open playground when it comes to discussions, opinions, and encouraging conversations on important issues just like these. Being able to hold power accountable is another great reason for how journalism comes at an advantage in a well-informed democratic society. Of course, there are downsides, like the likelihood of online algorithms only showing you what you already believe in and not exactly fighting to show you any other sides without any interest in them. Another deeply concerning negative the digital age has in politics is just how easy it is for misinformation to spread. There have been examples of deep fakes, edited photos, or just straight up lies that spread like wildfires, and there's no real way of correcting that information with everyone who's seen it. But there are also several positives to today's journalism within the democratic view. The first being the urge for transparency being pushed onto journalists by countless cases of exposed corruption and unethical practices, giving those in power a reason to stay away from dishonesty. Another would be just how open the newly diverse news cycles are, broadening storytelling and highlighting injustices all around the world, and inspiring worldwide support and activism. And lastly, it is truly beneficial to be educated as much as we can be while choosing the people we rely on politically, so as to know for sure they align with our views.